Something on my mind.
Welcome to the
Finally not
Twin Flame
afraid to say it. I know it
Awakening
took some
Journey podcast.
time. Used to read it in a press release what I was going through.
Welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening Journey podcast, and today is an episode number 27. I hope you didn't mind the little intro music inside of this new episode. I just felt very resonated today for that song, and I really like that song. I think it has been in my podcast previously as well, but I found it just beautiful. So I wanted to start this podcast episode in a beautiful vibe. Although today we're going to share another story from a beautiful soul of mine. And if you're new here and you're wondering why you should listen to someone else's twin flame journey, it's actually quite simple. Just for the fact that in this journey we feel very lonely. We feel like no one loves us. We don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to be. We feel like we have lost some part of us. And we're sitting there with our thoughts and we are not making any change, and we are just thinking and thinking and thinking and feeling extreme loneliness or even emptiness. And I believe of listening stories from others brings you the understanding of, first of all, that you are not alone in this journey. Second of all, things that you are going through is quite normal. I believe that when we think that we are alone, and I did that a year ago when I did not believe that twin flames exist, and I had a lot of doubt, and I thought this is insane. Whoever, why came up with a twin flame concept definitely has no idea what they are talking about. Until the universe, of course, tested me to the point of realizing that not everything that we know today is the reality. There is so much more, and there is so much more to discover, and I'm honestly today very thankful. So I'd like to start this episode, before we are going to dive into someone's story. I'd like to start with a thought of being today extremely thankful, and I'm going to tell you also why. So if you can today, be thankful and really thankful. Take a moment, a pause, and be thankful of everything beautiful that happened to you during the twin flame connection, or during any kind of love or any kind of situation where you felt that love. Be so thankful for the fact that you have given this opportunity to feel this love, this divine love that is so beautiful, that is curing everything, that where the time and space no longer exist, where do you feel no anger, no fear, no loneliness. You feel you are in the whole. You feel like you are who you're supposed to be. So be thankful as much as you can. Be thankful for the fact that you met your twin flame. I know it's painful and it's hard to be thankful when you feel lonely. But you are not lonely. It's your mind who tries to tell you that you are lonely. But you are united already. The love energy is inside of you, and it's so powerful that it wants you to become your higher self. So it's not about another person, it's about your soul, it's about your mission, and now you have experienced this divine love. So don't sit there and think that your twin flame did bad to you. Instead of thank them truly from your heart and say, thank you for bringing me closer to who I am. And I'm here to serve the world with good, kindness, and love. And I'm not going to hurt anybody. And I'm not going to be the mean one. I'm not going to dive into the anger, into the fear, into anything that holds me back of being my higher self and abundant self. So really, if you can, be thankful today. Be thankful for the love, and really be thankful for the love. Love is so beautiful, and it's one of the energy that we cannot see, we cannot touch, we cannot make it happen, but we can feel it from far away. When somebody is loved, we can feel it. When somebody is kind and their hands are open, we feel the love. We feel we belong somewhere. When the days are hard and when we feel like, why is it happening to me? Why I have to go through it? Then there is this love, hope that somewhere else I feel at home. So if you can today, just take a moment for that. A moment of being thankful. The next thing is also to forgive. And I believe that twin flame, the whole concept is a lot about forgiveness. Because what we learn in this earth is like a data. We learn certain things, we experience certain things. But if we carry on with the anger, if we carry on with the fear, we can repeat these patterns. We have seen this all over and over with the psychologists and everybody who says that, let's say, if your parents were alcoholic, you tend to have alcoholic traits, or you became this and that. But I like to tell that if you have got hurt from your parents, or you have got hurt from somewhere else, then you are the one who closes the cycle from there and only spreads love and only spreads kindness and attention and time. And when you do that, we heal step by step. It starts from you. And really, my beautiful twin flame soul, you have the divine love today inside of you. Cure and heal with divine love. Why I'm starting this with this today, the episode in that tone, is that just a couple of days ago, and it brings the tears to my eyes. So if I'm going to cry, I'm going to cry. I'm trying not to. A beautiful client of mine sent me an email, and I really was hoping that we can share her story today here, because it's just so beautiful, and it brings me the hope back for a love. I'm so sorry. It makes me very emotional, because we live in a world where we think there is no more love, and we think that we always have to try so hard to be somebody else, to do everything for others, instead of understanding we have to go inwards and heal our energy, an energy of love. And once we are love, once we are this radiant being, then we realize how we're going to start healing others. And I just wish, so everyone who is new here, or you haven't subscribed yet, next Wednesday, I really hope I can share her story, how she reunited with her twin flame. And the way she described for me the reunion, she was together with her twin flame. They had an amazing time. But the way she described to me was another level. It was about the energy. She understood the loving and caring energy. There was a situation which is a bit difficult to bring in right now, because I have to ask her permission in order if I can share it. But just let's say that there was a third party involved who was hurt, and it was quite involved with the twin flames. And instead of being angry, or instead of feeling threat or jealousy, she healed her with her love energy. The twin flame, my client, healed another third party who was part of this. And when I heard that, I was just like, wow. I am so thankful. Oh my God. I'm just so thankful that I went through the hell last year, and I never thought that what I believe and what I see and the kindness and the love can start actually going out there and heal others and bring in more and more and more kindness. There is no more that if somebody is hurt, we're going to throw them away and say, you stay in the corner. We understand that it's about letting go. It's about releasing it. It's about the new love, the energy, this energy that is going to change everything inside of you. And even the person who have hurt you the most, Try to forgive them. Try to be the one who ends the cycle from there. Because fear, hate, abuse is not what we need in this world. And the more we can bring kindness, and the more I can hear stories like that, and it just makes me beyond happy. It's like deeply inside of me, I'm so happy because my twin flame union, or my twin flame way of understanding, has never been about two physical bodies together. My coaching, my everything is about become your higher self. Become the love that universe wants you to become, because you experienced something so divine, something so beautiful, something that is, I don't even have a words yet. And I can see the ripple effect of me working with people, giving them the kindness, giving them the love, giving them the understanding that it's the energy. You need to shift the energy. You can't be no longer the same person you used to be. And then the magic starts to happen. And it's so beautiful. So I really hope that those who want to listen of the story of my client, who I had 3 calls with, we shifted the energy. She's a very good student, and that credit goes all to her, because all what I'm saying and all what I'm doing is not on me. I give you the guidance, but if you are a good student and you follow the heart and you follow my approach to you, you'll see the magic starts to happen. And when I received her email, I read it. It was so beautiful. It was long. She's a very good writer. I started walking around the room because I had this full love energy inside of me, and the tears were coming down my eyes, because I was like, love is there. And thank you, universe. Thank you so much, universe, of letting this to happen. Bringing the union that brings so much love, and now the wisdom with it. And I think that's so beautiful. So I'm sorry about being a bit emotional, but it's a big achievement for me to see this in the real life. I have had other clients who have gone to the reunion as well, but that has been, how do I say, more of the fact that we've been all the same journey together. Right now, she was my client. I told her energy. I told the energy. I was channeling it. I did what I was supposed to do, and it happened. We had 3 calls together, and I'm beyond happy. This is the most rewarding thing I've ever done in this life, if I'm gonna be totally honest. Just seeing love, seeing that it's real and that it's happening. Oh wow, yeah. So I'm trying to shift the focus from here in order to go into today's story, which is another beautiful soul. We had a call together. She's also a wonderful, wonderful being. And I'm going to share her story. But I'm going to just say one thing before we're going to dive into, because I've got a lot of questions about it. And many of us are struggling with it. So I'm just going to explain this a little bit. When we shift our energy, when we start going from the low energy to the higher vibration, what starts to happen is that we start to feel very uncomfortable in our bodies. We start to feel a lot of energy that was not there before, and now it's there. So how to explain this? That, for example, you start to feel that you need to go certain places, but your mind is trying to hold you back, but your body is like, I will not let you to sleep until you go there, because you need that momentum to go on. For example, you need to go to yoga class, you need to go to breath work, you need to go these kind of places, but your mind is like, oh, it's never been part of me, I don't really like doing it. But the energy has shifted inside of your body. So now here is something really important to understand. When you feel discomfort, when you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel comfortable inside of you, it's because you are no longer the same person. You are no longer the same energy you used to be. We have to understand that Everything is energy. Whatever you attract in your life comes from your energy. It doesn't come from somewhere else. Yes, there is another topic we can discuss about, is that what your soul is going to experience. But if you repeatedly are attracting the same energy, that means this energy is inside of you and you're doing something in order to receive it. And only you can make that shift. If you make that shift in your energy, everything starts to change. You'll no longer have financial issues. You no longer are with people who don't understand you or create drama or gossip, or with people or situations where things like falling apart for you, like in a negative way, that you feel like you have done nothing wrong for it. It's all about the energy. Everything is energy. The people you surround yourself with, the things you eat, the things you consume, such as watching, eating, listening. This is all energy. And if you understand the frequency of energy, you understand that when you become a higher being, you have this higher being electricity inside of you, and people can feel. People can feel your love, people can feel your abundance, and you just start attracting the beauty into your life. So why I'm talking about it like in that manner is that I know many of us are saying, I feel so uncomfortable, I don't want to be in this, I can't sleep, I can't do things. And I'm like, just quiet your mind and listen what your soul is talking to you. Here is why doing meditation is so important when you feel uncomfortable, because we don't want to do meditation. We don't want to sit down when we feel discomfort. We'd rather do something and to forget about it. But that's where we miss the connection. That's where it happens that we don't connect with our soul and our purpose. So whenever you're feeling discomfort, whenever you're feeling like, I can't be here, I don't know what's going on with me, there is something wrong, sit down with this feeling and talk to that feeling. Another very big thing I want to say, because after our group call, I also received a couple of messages where they were like, don't know if this group call is really for me, and I would like to, what do I benefit out of this and all of that. I have to tell you one thing, and that's a very big message in Twin Flame Journey. You have to be as open-minded as possible. Every single little experience you're gonna experience, you take this as the whole experience. It's not about, oh, I don't like this, oh, I don't like that, I'm not this kind of person, I don't do this, I don't like going there, I don't like these people. You have to understand that everything that comes on your way for your growth, open your eyes, open yourself, and just try. You might not feel good about it, and that's okay. But saying that you don't like it before you haven't tried it, it just simply shows that you're going to stay stuck in the same situation where you've been forever and ever. So thankful, I can say I know with the age it becomes much harder. I'm not here to judge absolutely anybody. This is not my purpose here. My purpose here is to tell you that when you have an open mind, when you are willing to go out there and make a change, things start to happen to you. When you say, this is not for me, I've never done it, I'm never gonna do it, then there is no change. The stories I tell to my clients sometimes in order for them to balance their energies with mantras or with dreams and all of that, they might sound a little bit crazy, which I totally agree with. But if you don't try, you don't know. And I am very logical as well. I have a very logical mind, which tried to trick me. I found myself another day in a situation where I was trying to make some TikTok videos in order to talk about it. And then I kept on feeling like, but this goes out of the line. It's not exactly the message I'm giving out. And I was questioning. There was a lot of logic coming in. And eventually I was like, but what if I'm putting out there, it's not exactly 100% correct, because nothing in this world is 100% correct. There's no right and wrong. But if it comforts a person in that moment, if that message makes sense to that person in this moment, then it served its purpose. Is it right or wrong? I don't know. But if it serves the purpose that somebody read it and felt, this is how I'm feeling today. And from there on, we can go on. We also had a discussion here about the other twin flame coaches and the twin flame, like the whole concept around it. And my big message about it, there is no right or wrong. There is your soul and there is your energy. If you're stuck with your energy, nothing will start to happen. And I really hope that next Wednesday we can share this story from my client who I met, thankfully, through YouTube, I believe. She's been a very big supporter from the very beginning. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Thank you. I just can't even talk about it because it's immediately I have tears in my eyes because I'm so thankful. It's just so beautiful how I have connected with so many beautiful souls who are supporting me, what I'm doing, and listening what I have to say. It's just, I know that after this podcast I'm gonna cry like a baby, but I just want to say that it means so much to me. So every little like, every little comment, every little story, it just makes me so happy. I'm slow to reply. It's just apparently we have less than 24 hours, like we have 24 hours in a day, and I have family and I have a job and I have now this project. So I keep on getting lost in the system. I promise with the learning, with the time, I will become better. So it's a bit of a mess right now. But as we know, twin flame journey from the beginning was mess. So just bear with me a little bit. Okay, let's go into the story because the intro was extremely long and I hope you still stick around. And so I'm gonna read and maybe pause, maybe say something, depending. Twin flame journey. My awakening journey started back in 2020, and in December 2020, I trained in a new healing modality and went all in working on myself and working through the things that were coming up for me. I remember one particular powerful session of self-love, and I believe that that's where everything started to change for me. Isn't that funny? I was just talking about it. So just to put in this context, I have been with my husband for over 20 years. We have a brilliant and easy marriage and 2 teenage children. Our life is a dream, and I thought my vision for the future, traveling the world as a family while helping others to transform their lives, was what I was here for. But the universe seems to have other plans. March 14th, 2023, I was managing a client event about 2 hours from where I live. I was busy trying to make sure everything was working well, but managed to sit down for a few minutes during the evening. I sat next to one man who I noticed that had an unusual accent. So I asked where he was from. I remember he laughed and he answered, and then I got dragged off to continue to do what I needed to do for the event. At the end of the night, everyone was leaving, and I remember having this really strange feeling that I didn't want to say goodbye to this one person. I was avoiding saying goodbye. Eventually, I thanked him for his work and I said goodbye. I remember him saying something like, "I'll see you again soon." But I know he wouldn't, because I wasn't working the event the next day. I remember watching him drive away, and this really strange deep feeling or sadness came over me. I got in my car and to drive home, and then the emotions I was feeling were crazy. I started crying. I was actually saying out loud, "Universe, guys, whoever is listening, what is this? I feel massive love. I feel protected. I feel seen. I feel known. What the heck is that? Why and how can I feel like this?" I want to stop here for a minute because I think many of you who are listening, this is exactly what happened to all of us and happened to me as well. The moment I met my twin flame, like this picture is right in front of me. We met so briefly. I did not understand this at this moment. But I remember when I received his message, that connection of love, like I felt love towards, like back then I didn't understand it was love, but I felt the connection, that it was so divine that I was like, what is happening to me? Why I'm feeling like this? When I replied it back to him, and I said to him like, yes, that's the truth. Yeah, that's me, and that's I could not understand what is actually going on. And with the way I was smiling, I smiled like I've never smiled. And even my husband, of course, he noticed that, and he was like, what makes you to smile like this? Why you are beyond happy? And I didn't see it. I didn't see that because I didn't know about it back then. And that's why it's so confusing, and that's why it's such a mess. I literally only said few words to this man. I could barely remember what he looked like. There was no flirting or attraction of my part. It was all mental. I walked through my door after midnight and immediately went online to see if I could hunt down this man with a name I had. But because I couldn't even remember how he looked, I was getting nowhere. And just to mention, this is not me. I'm happily married. I don't look at other men. I'm not at all interested in other men. I could not understand why I was so obsessed with a man I barely spoke to. Exactly. I can 100% relate to that. And like, I've never ever looked any other man. I am very easygoing, very friendly. Some people can sometimes misinterpret this, that I like other men or something like this, or I'm interested. I've never have. And my man is absolutely amazing person. Of course, we had our up and downs, especially during the spiritual awakening of mine. There was a lot of confusion, a lot of things, because I didn't understand any of this. But again, I know I've spoken to so many beautiful women out here, and men included, that it's not that we want to go with somebody else or we are seeking for somebody else. It has nothing to do with that. And that's why it makes so confusing, because you look at your partner and you realize, why they don't love me that way? But then again, you're like, why did I get obsessed with a person I barely know? I'm trying to make an episode about talking about the marriage and divorce and separation and all of that, just because we often think this is the only answer. And I want to really address for the fact that if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, universe will make things the way it's supposed to go. As same way as we met our twin flames. We never planned of this. If any of you who are listening have ever think prior to meeting twin flames that I'm going to meet my twin flame, you can write a comment or you can share your story, because I don't know any. I literally don't know any person, except one actually. If I'm lying, I do know one. But she had dreams about twin flame way before she actually met her twin flame. So she was aware of the concept, and when she did ayahuasca, she right after ayahuasca met her twin flame. So it's a bit different story. But I don't know anyone so far who has met their twin flame without, like, how to say, being aware of that concept, that okay, I'm going to meet my twin flame because this is my divine love and I'm going to have the best love ever and this is going to happen to me. I don't know any. If you do, always share the information, because more we know, better we are, maybe. I go on from here. So the next day came, and thankfully the universe has already brought me a psychic friend. She's brilliant and she's touched with my guides. She channeled messages for me, so I explained as best as I could these crazy feelings for this stranger. She had a vision of us both being light and in the dark, holding hands, spinning, and confirmed that we have a deep, deep soul connection. I remember I had his number from when I was organizing this event, and I didn't know what the connection was, but I thought I'd get in touch, and then the universe wants us to be in touch. Then I should open up that communication. I messaged him a very standard message to start with, just confirming some details for the event that day, as I wasn't going to be there. He replied. He said he was feeling sad that I was not going to be there. like, oh my God, he must have felt something too. Within a few hours, we were talking on the phone. I told him about the soul connection, but he knew. He also felt it instantly. He said he saw things in my eyes. I don't even remember. We talked and messaged loads about the world waking up, meditation, spiritual stuff. He was open to everything, and I was fairly new on his path. I said I was too, but I'm here to help as much as I can. Then I noticed my body's reaction to him. I tried not to notice because this was not right for a married woman, but my body needed him. I've never felt anything like this at all. I told a few of my spiritual awake friends about the encounter that day, and I was getting the impression from them, but also from my body, was that a stranger fact in my twin flame? I was mortified. What on earth? I was happily married. My future was with my husband and children. I didn't want a twin flame. And now I'm being told I'm fulfill my mission here on earth and I need to be with this stranger. I had a meltdown. Why was the universe doing this to me? Every meditation confirmed he was my twin flame. I must have asked a million times over. I just kept getting the same. I was mortified. But then quickly came to see why this was happening. It's like the universe just shone a light onto my current marriage and showed me everything that wasn't right. One example, which I thought was normal up until now, was that I never felt comfortable being intimate with my husband. I never ever enjoyed kissing passionately, and I thought this was just normal, but now I realize it wasn't. I stop here as well because I've spoken a lot about the sexual energy and sexual healing. Again, if you would have asked me to speak the way I speak about it today, I would have never done it. But my twin flame healed my sexual energy as well, of understanding of all of this passion, all of that healing, all of this cosmic travel, what you have with it. And I'm about to say that many of us, I know many listeners, we have a very surface level of understanding sexuality, sex overall. And we kind of go with this, how do I say, this physical, okay, I'm going to do it, it's fine because it's part of it. But it's never, how do I say, the energy. But then when you meet that twin flame and they start healing your sexual energy, that's why you feel, I'm going to say it out, you're going to feel horny at certain places, like all of a sudden you're like, what is happening to me? Why I'm so aroused? It's because their energy is trying to heal it for you, because it's important for divine feminists, for us, it's important to heal our sexual energy and into the energy where it's not about the physical, it's about the energy that you feel it inside of your body. That's why I've said a lot that touching yourself, like, and again, everybody I know, Vision is already touching your sexual parts. I'm like, no, touch your body. I know that there is this massage called lymph massage. So lymph massage, I could in a way put it into the same concept of sexual energy massage, that you start step by step. You start slowly touching your hands, slowly touching your neck. You find this spots, your nipples, your stomach, your everything, and you really play time with that and watch what's going to happen. And then you will thank me afterwards saying, I never ever experienced something so beautiful, something so divine, something so passionate, something where the world stops. And it's not only with your twin flame, because you, like we spoke in the beginning, when you have that energy, you start healing it from inside of, for others too. So it's not about only, how do I say that, you have to be with your twin flame in order to experience it. Definitely not. It's the energy. Everything is energy, and sexual energy is so important to heal you, for your fertility, for everything in this world. So don't underestimate what you're feeling. If you feel aroused, if you feel that, Play around. Play around to get into that moment. Cut off the porn. I just keep on repeating the same things all over. And it's for your own good. It's for your own good. If you want to become the higher self, if you want to have a reunion with your twin flame, if you want to serve the world in the highest good, this is what you have to do. I was constant contact with my twin flame. First thing in the morning and the last thing at night. We talked about everything. We'd wake up at the same time through the night to message. It was crazy. He was also married, but his wife has been wanting a divorce for a while. He had a fear of being alone. We had around 10 weeks of contact. We met almost every week. It was crazy how it happened. The universe literally seems to make space in both of our lives for us to be able to easily meet without having to lie. Yes, we were intimate. Yes, the 3D version of me would have definitely judged me, but this was no 3D connection. Neither of us had ever been unfaithful in our marriage before. But what we were feeling was not from this world. It was like we didn't have a choice not to. We looked into each other's eyes, and that was that. I remember drowsing before we even met, and when we first messaged I got was make love, trust each other with everything. On Sunday evening he drove 3 hours to come and see me, just spent 10 minutes with me so he could tell me how much he loved me. We tried to describe our feelings for each other, but the word love didn't even come close. We thought about each other constantly. We were in constant contact. I felt like our souls connected instantly. Then our bodies fell in love with each other, and then our minds fell in love. The more time we spent together, it was crazy how I didn't even notice his physical appearance when we first met. But then every time I saw him after that, he seems to become more and more attractive to me. It was like the universe was rewarding for me being brave and following the feeling. I cannot describe how much the universe created miracles for us to be with each other. I had not had a time away from my family in years, but my husband happened to take my children away one weekend. The exact same weekend, his wife randomly took his kids away too. These things never happened in our lives before. It was so obvious that the universe was creating time and space for us together. Opportunities for us to be together just opened up so easily. It was just crazy. I did some healing on him, a psychic problem he had, when in fact emotional trauma which we released. He called me his angel. He put me on a pedestal and thought he wasn't worthy of being in my life. I tried to explain that everything he saw around me was just 3D nonsense, and that I'm ready to walk away from this, fulfill my mission. I learned about detaching and surrendering a while ago. And then, I noticed he started to message less and less, and he started taking the emotion out of his message. I told him I was there for him and ready to help him through what he was going through, but he just said he was busy and made excuses for not being in touch. His messages started to become just updated of the drama in his life, even though I tried to explain how he can influence all of this with his own energy. It was draining. After a week or two, I couldn't handle the empty and emotionless message no longer, and the feelings they were triggering in me, rejection mainly. I knew this was needed to work on, but I also knew I needed to set my boundaries to maintain my vibration. I told him that I'd always love him and that I'm here if and when he's ready to open his heart again and move away from the fear. But there was very little point in me being in his life as it's now. And this was the same thing I was telling my husband, that I didn't feel like I was in love with him and that I wanted to separate. So now I'm about 3 weeks in a separation process. We both know we still love each other, and he knows the door is open when he's ready to move forward. I do find myself checking in when he last been online, but after listening to your podcast and learning that all of this is normal, I'm working on myself again. And I feel so much happier, and I feel so much I feel so more optimistic about the future. So thank you so much for what you're doing, what you do. Yes, here I want to reassert that everyone who is posting on Snapchat or Instagram, just that in hope that your twin will check your story or be online or watch on WhatsApp when was the last time they were online. I think we are 100% guilty here, and that's normal. I don't find this is something bad. It's just your human instinct of getting in touch and getting the validation. Although I've spoken a lot about the fact that if you do regular telepathic communication and meditation, you take about half an hour where you speak to your twin and you speak from your heart and from your soul, these things start to go away faster and they start to fade away, and it's no longer because you start getting answers, and it's kind of going to be like a play for you where you do the meditation and you're asking, like, you're like, okay, I feel this, I feel that, and then you also set it out there like, if you feel this way, could you please give me the sign, like with the music or with the, and I would also challenge you to say some ridiculous things. Like I had this ridiculous thing when I said, if this is really true, I had a question, to send me the sign through a white bird, like whichever. And I wouldn't mean in a way of the swans or anything, more of the fact that like a white dove or something like this. And guess what was next day behind my door? And today morning was also the same thing, because like I said, I've been a bit of a emotional, and not because of the emotional, because of in a bad way. It's actually a good way, because I can see that the work I do, the people I help, the coaching I do, the energies I shift, and sometimes it's hard. It's not easy. Rewards. There is a reward that I see my clients. They become into reunion, or they become the higher self, and they tell me, how did you know this is going to happen to me? And I'm just, wow. And today was the same thing, that, like I said, I've been reading my client's story like constantly. I go back and I'm like, it makes me cry immediately. And then there was a dove, I never seen it, right behind my window today, and looked at me. And I was looking at the bird and I was like, thank you. Thank you for guiding me, and thank you for supporting me, and thank you for not letting me to go crazy and suppress what I'm talking today. That's why in the beginning of today's episode you heard the song, because I just felt like I can finally say it out, what I see, what I feel, the energies I'm picking up. And some can say like, oh, that's not real, but I just have too much proof now that it is real. Sometimes it takes me a longer time to get to the energy. But now I know that everything is energy, and this love energy is just so beautiful. So it was my pleasure to read that story. I also, here is something about the boundaries. I'm just going to talk very briefly about the twin flame boundaries, like, because I've heard some of them have a kind of a toxic relationship, or I don't want to call it ever toxic, because it's for you to wake up, and sometimes you need to wake up in a mean way. You know, like I bring it up in a, just as an example. It's a bit stupid example, but I think it's just easy to remember, easy to go. For example, a person who drinks a lot of alcohol is an alcoholic, and people try to say, oh, don't drink, don't do this, don't do that. And then what happens if then, let's say, a doctor walks in and says, listen, we're going to remove your liver because you're not stopping drinking and there's nothing we can do about it, so we're going to remove it. So you got to wake up or you're not going to wake up. And that moment, the person realized the importance of this. So it's the same in twin flames somehow, that in the beginning, the universe starts softly preparing you. And if you keep on ignoring the signs, if you keep on ignoring of understanding, the universe is like, all right, you're not listening. We need to take a next step. We need to give you a bigger challenge in order for you to wake up. But now about the boundaries, which I agree. If you feel that you shouldn't be treated in a certain way, for example, your twin is not texting you back the way it's supposed to, or never remembers your birthdays, or never knows what is happening in your life, it doesn't mean that you need to become mean. But it just means you can easily say that through meditation, saying, I don't accept this kind of energy. I only accept kindness, love, and I'm accepting from you the same. If your ego is there who doesn't let you go, I understand. But I don't accept this. And until you don't let go of your ego, I have to stay behind the scenes. As this twin flame connection is a lot about emotions, there are a lot of emotions that are coming up, a lot of crying, a lot of feeling emptiness, a lot of times feeling lonely, confusion, doubt. All of this is coming like at the same time, and you're trying to navigate yourself around it. The best I can say is have it one step at a time. Do the meditation, go to breath work, let go, speak about it, speak this story with someone, share it with me. twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. Send me the story. I will be reading it the same way like I did today and discuss it in the same manner. And when you have the overview of this connection, or also book the consultation, one-on-one consultation call, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. Hopefully with a website you can do it now. And you start to go step by step of understanding what it takes for you to become your higher self. And when you become your higher self, everything starts to happen to you. That's why I'm so blessed to work every one of you, coach you, give you the guidance. And same this beautiful person, beautiful soul who shared the story today, she has a big mission in order for helping the same way people to get into. She has the knowledge already. Now she needs to put into the practice. So hopefully she's going to she said she's going to open her blog. She hasn't sent me that yet. Hopefully she will do. I will definitely share with all of you. So yeah, that was today's story. I'm just going to say a couple of things as usual for the end. For those who wish to support this channel on Patreon and that I could spend more of my time and my resources on this journey, you can support me on Patreon. The Patreon link is in bio. And we have twice a month a live goals where you can join, talk, not to talk, come in, go out. It's just all free form. Although from now on I will set each time a subject or a topic we're going to discuss about it, and they will be recorded, but your face and your name will be blurred out. You can see the previous 2 calls are up on Patreon if you want to listen. What did we share? What did we talk about it? And you might find something useful over there as well. Patreon is pretty much just for the support that I can spend more time on making content for you and sharing from my heart and my soul. And I'm really thankful for each one of you who have done it so far. It's beyond beautiful. I don't even know you and we are connected. Oh my God. The next thing is, if you wish to share your story, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. The guidelines are in the description. If you can send it this way, it would be great, because then I can dive into more what is your twin flame number, what is this and that, and we can discover more. Those who wish to have a one-on-one consultation, the first call is for free. It's twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com, hopefully on the website as well. We are just in between of whether we're going to do this with a coupon, that we give you the coupon where you type it in, or we keep it as a free. The person who is smarter, all of that, trying to make the best solution. I actually have another thing as well, which has been on my heart a little bit. As I know that my paid consultation are costing quite a sum of money. And it's obviously easier for those to become a higher self who already have these finances to become there, because you pay me the consultation, I guide you, I channel you, and you have the resources for it to do so. But now about those who doesn't have yet the resources, but they were really willing to take this to the next level. And I've been thinking on my own a lot about it, how to make this affordable for you, that those who doesn't have yet the finances, that if they become their higher self, they will start attracting money and abundance and love and everything into their life and new opportunities, then they could get there. But now they're in stuck, like, it cost me a lot of money and I cannot continue doing so. So how can I make a difference over here? So of course, listening to my podcast and the advice I'm giving and the exercises I'm giving will help you to get there. The next thing is I'm thinking of either, have a group sessions or find a cheaper option for you. So if you have anything in your mind, or even if you could say, listen, I'm willing to spend that much at the moment because I don't have more. I'm really trying to find the good balance for you who's not yet there, but I can see the potential, because I have some like single mothers, people who have lost their job recently, and they simply just don't have the resource to pay for me, which I totally understand, but I also would like to help. That's why I'm trying to put as much as free content in a way of helping you to get there. And if you're listening and if you're making these exercises, you're going to get there. So if you have anything in mind, you can always, suggest and leave the comment and say, listen, I'm willing to do this, just help me there. I'm willing to do that, help me over there. So this is just an open conversation with all my beautiful followers. Anyways, I hope you really enjoyed this episode. If you did, like, subscribe, leave a comment, anything that works for you, because it helps this message to spread around, helps me to connect with the right souls and this will make me so happy. Thank you so much for listening to the Twin Flame Awakening podcast, and I hope to see you soon. Lots of love and light. You are the best.
Press release what I was going through, but I got stories too. The fear of being last, like everybody knows when you don't. If every feeling passed, then why am I still stuck with this one? I should see it through and change my point of view. I try to catch it when the moment's over. I try to fill up though it's pouring over, 'cause I have reached a point where nothing matters, and I'm signing up this open letter. I go down in blue, and that will be on you. Now what is going on? The answers are right here reflected, but still you get it wrong, 'cause you heard everyone's but my perspective. I have been there too, but I can't change the truth. I try to catch it but the moment's over. I try to fill up though it's